So welcome to Boxing Media Hub. You are here, if you didn't get that, Boxing Media Hub, for me and Ender, and
New
we are here,
name.
Derek Chisora versus Gerald Washington. We're going straight in round one here. Derek Chisora in all the pink for his daughters, and Washington in the gold and red, almost like tinsel-like looking shorts.
Yep.
And yeah, we're up for a good scrap in this one by the looks of it.
Yeah.
Chisora, 46 fights, 33 wins, 23 knockouts. Gerald Washington, 26 fights, 20 wins, 1 draw, 13 knockouts. Last time Washington was out was January 22, which he lost in a TKO round 8. And then prior to that, he was out 2020, which was against Charles Martin, and he lost
So
that
he's
by
a busy fighter.
TKO round 6. And obviously last time Chisora was out was Tyson Fury, which he lost TKO round 10, which was dreadful. Chris has jumped in the battle of the best 2 serial losers, and Peaky Blinders jumped in. Hope Dale loses, not a big fan. So yeah, let us know in the comments how you see
when
this one.
when this is the chief main event, what does that tell you about this whole card?
I'd rather have seen Johnny, to be perfectly honest, and it was a title fight.
Yeah, well, southern area. Like, I mean, could you imagine? Could you imagine trying to justify?
He did. So,
sorry,
most people probably left after he fought because
no, I'd say they'll wait for Anthony. But Anthony, like I know him, Joshua.
Here we go. 1 minute left of round 1 already. This is going for it. This one, Chisora is trying to.
They're both slugging anyway.
Chris, hopefully Chisora gets his Narnia world moment, getting hand raised, then retires for his own sake and family's sake. Unfortunately, I can't see it happening. I think he's going to be one of those that has his license taken, like I said the other day.
Yeah, because if Chisora gets his hand raised, and it's very likely that he will, because Washington is no great shape.
That'll only spur him on to fight again. And if he loses, he won't want to go out on a loss. So in the land of Chisora, it's not going to happen. Is this going to live the match? No,
we can't show it live. We'll only be describing the action.
But it's not pay-per-view now. Chisora, 10 seconds to go around 1. Chisora's definitely been throwing bombs the moment he's come out, to be perfectly honest.
Yep.
Gerald Washington not doing too much there. He threw a jab at the end. Chris, fans only went to see AJ and Fisher. They attract the London area. 100%.
Oh, yeah.
So before Chisora does as well.
But does Chisora bring the fans? I'm not sure.
I think fans enjoy having him on the card because they know they're going to get the unexpected. But I wouldn't say he's the name. Last time I went to the O2 was to see White Chisora 2. That's when I last went. And to be fair, it was a great scrap. Chisora came out. He boxed really well. We thought it was going to get him out. And then bang, White literally knocked him out clean. And it was a great fight because it was unexpected. Again, it's a Chisora classic, as it were. Be the end of AJ if he loses. Yeah, there's a running theme here, Ender.
I still don't think AJ will lose. But as I said, it's the manner in which he wins that's important for AJ. But once he wins, Hearn will spin it as best he can. But if it goes the distance, it'll be poor on AJ. But how quickly he can get him out there is important. And how he looks getting him out there is important. So
what do you make of this one? Is this going 10 rounds?
Hopefully not.
What's your prediction, Ender?
Oh, I think Chisora will win because it's in London and he's definitely, more up for it.
He does thrive, doesn't he, off the crowd?
Yeah, he's more up for it, and he's He's definitely on the offensive more. Washington, of course, has that huge reach advantage, but doesn't seem to be using it that well.
No.
Oh.
But I'm not going to lie, Chisora looks.
Oh, Chisora just had a damage to the above the eye. The referee looked at it and he's happy enough with it. So we're back.
He looks knackered, Chisora. He
does, but he always does. But he has come out in a ferocious, speed for him.
Yeah, as I say, we better
no,
start.
Washington's picked up the pace and got a great combination there for Washington.
We're going to go for it here. So yeah, round one goes to Chisora. Just want to chuck that in while we got the opportunity. We're currently in round two with.
Oh, I was going to say I was confused what was happening there because it was like the round's not over. But yes, we're in round two. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, we're just coming up to a minute left of round two. Not really a great start by either guy. Call that.
Well, I thought Washington had the better exchanges in round two. To be fair to him,
the cut with Chisora's eye is starting to pee out quite a bit now.
Yeah.
They're going to keep an eye. They'll definitely keep an eye on that because it's not. It's not in a great place either.
No, and Chisora then with the overhand right.
And the thing is, Washington, if he's got any sense and he gets the opportunity, will just box that eye. Use the height advantage, the reach advantage, and just box the eye. Because, like we saw, I know he's not a Fury. I'm not trying to make any comparisons, but in regards to the boxing side, Chisora didn't get anywhere near close when just kept at distance. Just pot shots.
Oh, and Chisora is down, but it's ruled as a slip. But it's ruled as a slip.
I'm not convinced there, to be
honest.
Neither
am I. I think the referee was very generous to Chisora there.
He got taken down off the back of a punch. For me, Washington takes that round.
Well, Washington was winning the round anyway, but it should be a 10-8 round. I wonder will they show that knockdown again?
Yeah, round two for Washington there. But yeah.
So we were saying about upsets. This could be the upset on the cards because Washington already looks like he's blowing it out of his arse, as the guys do be saying.
I'm not going to be horrible though, but when you look at basically the last time he was out was 2022, and he lost by TKO. And then before that was 2020 against Charles Martin, where he lost as well. It's not great. Chisora's been out the ring almost 8 months. Well, 8 months to the day. It's bizarre, really.
But Washington definitely has gotten, great.
Round one, Chisora threw 41 and landed 10. Washington threw 20-something and landed 7. So it's going to be one of those, isn't it? Where it's
Washington definitely got a boost from that knockdown that wasn't ruled as a knockdown in the second round. So he is coming out with more impetus in the third.
Yeah. Chisora, though, 26
Chisora swinging.
Landed 4.
Yeah. I mean, Chisora's swinging like.
Is that eye bothering him? How much is it bothering him?
I don't know. But...
Arsenal since 1987. If AJ wins tonight, who does he fight next? Well, Wilder's the one that's being set up. So
yeah, in Saudi Arabia. So
which is looking December, January time by what we've been hearing around the grapevine at the end or so.
Yeah.
Yeah, but on to this one, round 3, 1 minute 40 seconds to go. Washington is using height and reach a lot more, and he is sort of picking at the eye. Chisora sort of going Clubber Lang style, but not having much success. Chisora only here for the paycheck, isn't he always?
There's an uppercut from Washington, on Chisora in the clinch.
Yeah, they're both sort of chucking uppercuts in the clinch there.
Yeah, and Chisora then with a wild kind of overhand, which just lands nowhere. And in the clinch again, Washington seems to be getting those uppercuts
Getting the
in.
success, which is where, Simon Ronald has jumped in. Thank you, Simon. Father Time is catching up with Del Boy, 100%,
Certainly,
mate. 100%.
absolutely.
Simon,
Judging.
big shout out to Simon. I just want to say, because his wife is due any day.
Oh, very good. Best of luck.
Shout out to Simon and his wife.
Best wishes to both of you.
So let us know, Simon. If you go quiet, we know what's going on.
Are you going to call the baby AJ?
Yeah, he's all about the money, 100%.
Well, I mean, to be fair to Del, like, what else is there? He's not going to win it.
When the titles vanished, as it were, the title opportunities vanished. That's what you go for.
And I mean, if if people will offer him the fights, and he'll take them, So,
and this is the danger with Del.
Yeah,
he will take the fights because.
Well, I'm giving round 3 to Washington.
So
Excuse me.
Thoughts on Fury fighting the guy from the UFC? Apologise, I can't remember his name. Well, do you know what? We've done a prediction show on it. Check out the prediction show. As well. There's a lot in there on that one because there's obviously a lot on it. It's a story as well as a fight, isn't it? So check out it there. But to be fair, not massively interested. Will I end up probably?
No, absolutely not. And all this rubbish then about Fury, I was like, he was mouthing off, and I said, "Oh, Fury bringing out statements. Must be Anthony Joshua fight week." And then, of course, it was his birthday, and you had the usual TNT and Queensbury and all the big Fury fan base kind of.
Chisora's eye. But just quickly, Simon's jumped in. Thanks both. I'm ruling out AJ and Derek as names.
That's all right.
For the baby.
What about Tyson?
Yeah, I can tell you from first-hand experience of knowing Simon, that's definitely not on the list. But here we go. To be fair, I'm not going to write it in the comments, but I'm going to give round 2 to Washington. I think Chisora's.
That was round 3.
I'll give you round 3. Sorry, to Washington. I think he's totally. I think the eye is bothering him a lot.
Well, it is, and
because he's going to be thinking, cover this up, because he's just going to pick at it. So your mentality and your approach changes. So that's where he's kind of sitting at the moment.
And Washington happy just to stand back and pick off Chisora.
1-2 there by Washington.
Exactly. Chisora comes in like Clubber Lang, as you say, and just swinging punches and not landing much. And now Washington has landed 3 big, heavy shots down on the head of Chisora.
He's landing. I'll give him that.
But we're like, there isn't as much holding as in the Hrgovic McKean fight, but there's a lot of clinching and wrestling.
There's work in the clinch.
There's work in this. It's not just holding on. It's just an awkwardness of it, because obviously Chisora is an awkward opponent.
A lot of the time they're pushing each other away to keep the fight moving. That's the difference.
Well, and that was a nice uppercut from Washington. It landed on the chest of Chisora, but I'd like if one of those landed on his chin, what would happen? And that's another nice uppercut from Washington, and Chisora again smacking and bashing, but Washington comes back with a great right hook. And we're back in the middle again. I mean, Chisora is very busy, but he's not really landing or scoring. And then of course he scores an overhand right.
It's the eye though. It's the eye. He's just Gerald is doing what he needs to do.
Oh, absolutely. If I was Gerald Washington in his corner, I'd be very happy with how things are going so far.
like Tony Bellew at the moment is standing ringside and he's screaming because obviously he's mates with Dell, but at the same time, the shots are just pouring in at the right times for Washington. He's
that's Tony Bellew. Zero tolerance for drug cheaters unless they're his mates.
Well, we won't go into too much. 10 seconds to go. The Barbie effect is not working for Chisora at the moment.
I think Barbie's getting a bit of a pasting, but I'm giving that round to Washington as well.
Yeah, 100%. So yeah, he's taken that one. We've just got a question. Let me just have some of this quickly. We're going to have some of this just while we're on between rounds. Have some of this.
Hi, I'm Beck Connolly. You're watching Boxing Media Hub. Don't forget to subscribe.
Thanks, Beck. And Ender's done a runner. And we've got a question coming from Arsenal since 1987. Who is your all-time favourite British boxer? For me, it's Joe Calzaghe. Do you know what? I don't think you can really argue too much. I really liked Joe. I did.
Joe was good. But come on, Lennox Lewis was excellent.
He was. It's difficult without going into.
Yeah, but I mean, even going back, Chris Eubank and Nigel Benn, Nigel and Chris Eubank and even Michael Watson, Gerald McClellan, all those fights, as brutal as they were, and they were savage. That was, the peak time for British middleweight boxing. Eubank.
Yeah.
But for me, I don't think Lennox ever got the credit he deserved from the British public. He was the last unified world heavyweight champion, and he avenged any of his defeats. So, he did lose to some big punchers, but he avenged all those defeats. So he didn't run from anyone, and he didn't stay hidden. Didn't he take the Klitschko fight at like a moment's notice, or?
Yeah, he never shied away from.
So anything. While Joe Calzaghe is definitely up there, I would probably say Lennox Lewis is mine.
Yeah.
Who would you go with, Joel?
As you say, it's a tough one, really, because it's all on weight class. I've got different fights for different reasons. Like you could pick great British fighters across the weight divisions. Really, the guy that really got me into loving boxing, I loved watching Ricky Hatton. I just loved watching Ricky.
Ricky was a great brawler. He won Fight of the Year. He won Rings Fighter of the Year as well. The year he beat Costa Tszyu, and then he dared to be great, and he went to America.
That's kind of one of the guys for me, in my opinion. But as I say, everyone looks at things differently as to what brought them to the sport, what their interests are. But yeah, just quickly back to this one, round 5. For me, Washington's literally been winning this fight since the cut, really. And he's taken, I would say, I gave Chisora the first round.
Yeah.
And I think Washington's won the rest.
Yeah, pretty much the same for me, Joel. I agree with you there.
But yeah, let's see how this goes. It's I think the ref's done quite a good job. Oh, great uppercut there by Washington. He has landed that uppercut sweet each time that Chisora's swung in. Washington's just sort of ducked under and bang up the middle. Really good, precise shots coming in by Washington. For a guy that hasn't had many fights over that particular time period, I think he's done really well, to be fair.
Yeah.
He's obviously kept himself very fit.
Yeah.
But Chisora is that kind of unpredictable guy.
Yeah, and Chisora with 2 swings and misses there at the end as well.
Yeah. I just think for me at the moment, I'm going Washington. I'm
going Washington as well. For the cleaner, better work, it's Washington.
While we're on a break, we've got questions coming in. We've got Arsenal since 1987. Kawasaki gave Jeff left hook Lacey a boxing lesson.
He did, and someone asked, what was the best, kind of performance from a guy that wasn't a favourite, and a shutout performance from Calzaghe against the next great white hope, Jeff Lacey, but he tore him asunder. This was supposed to be the passing of the torch.
And quickly, while we're in between rounds, question for the next round break: what was the better fight performance, AJ Klitschko or Wilder Fury? Do you know what, AJ Klitschko? Well, Wilder Fury 3 was it? I thought
one was brilliant. Wilder Fury 1 was brilliant for me.
Where I think both fights had everything in regards to, if you were making a Hollywood picture, should we say?
The only reason I'm going with Fury Wilder is because Fury had beaten Klitschko before AJ fought him.
Yeah.
Had AJ fought him first and produced that'd be fine, but he hadn't. Whereas Wilder was the champion, all of that, and Fury.
But I think in that Klitschko fight with AJ, he threw everything. He knew that was the last roll of the dice, and he threw everything at AJ.
Absolutely, it was power. But that uppercut
he looked better, I think.
That uppercut by AJ will live for the ages. But for me, Wilder Fury 1 takes it for me. I just thought that fight.
They were both great. They're both great.
And Fury was in charge of that fight so much till Wilder almost knocked him out. And I mean, let's face it, if you were counting 10 seconds, Wilder did win, but Fury got up and Fury finished it. But I gave that to Wilder on the night, but it ended up being a draw, which was, I think, fair enough.
Yeah.
But it was a great fight for me. And 3 was another good fight. 2 wasn't bad either.
Round 6 here, Chisora Washington.
There's a fight.
Chisora was just landing some great shots there. He seems to have really woken up a bit in this round 6.
And that seemed a bit low there for you.
Yeah, that was low, but Washington didn't seem too fussed, to be fair.
Yeah.
No one seems to have been really bothered for being punched in the gonads on this card, to be fair. I think Chisora's really started to...
Chisora's been a lot busier this round.
Good body shot there by Chisora. Washington just seems to having a breather, and he seems
in fairness,
flat-footed in this round.
Yeah, he's definitely more flat-footed.
Good left hook there by Chisora. And Chisora now seems to have found his rhythm a bit.
Yeah.
So
what is there?
Bit more leaning there from Washington.
About 10 seconds. That's a nice punch there by Washington, but I think Chisora deserves that round.
I think on that one.
Yeah, Chisora gets round 6, so that's 4 rounds to 2 after 6. So, yeah, that's fair.
He could turn it if he's going to start getting those performances in.
Well, if Washington runs out of gas, and
which it looked like in that round he had. So,
but
Chisora.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I was going to say I agree with you. That's our prediction. That's our score. You're confusing me now, Joel.
Sorry, we've got another question. We'll do questions at the breaks because it's easier to do. What is the biggest upset in boxing? For till this day, I still say Buster Douglas against Mike Tyson. To be fair, it was a cracker. It did shock the world at the time.
It was, yeah. But I mean, like, we go back to Lennox Lewis, and Hasim Rahman defeat of Lennox Lewis was definitely a huge upset.
I remember watching that as a kid, and that was...
because Buster Douglas, Tyson was a little bit too early for me. You know what I mean? I was
big shots here coming in my
5 or something.
7.
But
Dell's definitely started round 7 a lot better here.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's had he's had the momentum from round 6, and he's into round 7 now, and he's continuing. We'll see how much gas he has, as the guy says.
Yeah, that right hand that Dell just threw had no power in it whatsoever. He is looking very tired, but Washington, as I say, in that clinch again, doing the work. He's breaking. He's trying to break the engine. But the thing is, Dell does just, even if he's knackered,
and Dell pushed him back there with a punch. So Dell is scoring more. Well. And what Washington seems to have slowed a lot. So is Washington tired? He seems tired.
Well, is this where we're going to see the endurance shift? Because the last two fights,
I never thought I'd ever say Dell was going to win a war of endurance,
but he never stops coming. I think that's the thing with Dell. He can be knackered, but he'll give you 20, 30 seconds of a round where he's relentless.
Well, that's it, and that's all you need in heavyweight boxing. You know, if you can be dominant for a small portion of a very pedestrian round, you can easily win that round.
Yeah, and these are the rounds.
and even Washington pawing out the punches there, it looked very meaningless.
Yeah. Nothing behind those punches whatsoever from Washington. Dell comes in with a swing, but it doesn't do a lot. Washington still trying to pick his shots a bit more. So there we go. Chisora just getting an uppercut in the clinch again.
Chisora's definitely feeling like he's got the impetus now. He's on the front foot. He's controlling the fight.
Just trying to, the ref's just having a word with the head. I think Chisora, because Chisora really launches himself when he comes in. I don't think it's intentional. I just think when he does.
Yeah, well, it's because he's the shorter man. And having that said, that was a great 1-2 to the head of Chisora on Washington. So Washington finishing this round very strongly for me.
Chisora doing some great work with moving away from these other shots.
I think we could have a split on this round.
For me, Washington picked the shots really well last 30 seconds. But for me, I give it a Dell round.
Okay. And for me, the better scoring shots were from Washington. So I'm giving it to Washington.
Ooh. Right.
Split. All you have to rate is split. That was an absolute cracker there. They're just showing Chisora's right there that absolutely landed wonderfully on Washington. But now they're showing Washington's wonderful attack on Chisora. Oh, and that was a great left that landed on the chin of Chisora. So, yeah, to say that's a split round, I think is fair. They both had their moments in it.
And I think that's one that could go either way, to be perfectly honest. Yeah, I think that could go either way. Let us know in the comments how you're seeing that one at home. We've gone for a split there. So Ender's gone with Washington. I've gone with Chisora. But let us know. But yeah.
Has Joel frozen?
I think hello, we are Joel. Back. Are we still here?
Have you
Sorry
frozen,
about that.
Joel?
I think the signal went for us.
Hello.
Sorry about that, people. Did lose you for a second there, but we are back. Lost signal there for a second. Yeah, we did have round 7. I went for Chisora. Ender went for round 7 for Washington. Yeah, thanks for sticking with us. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and check out the rest of the content. Ender, I think we lost the signal there all of a sudden. But we are back.
Did you pay 50p in the meter?
I did.
Well, I was wondering if you put 50p in a meter, it would last about 3 seconds. You probably have to put a £50 note in the meter nowadays.
Oh, telling me about it. But yeah, 40 seconds to go, round 8. To be fair, it's kind of been a bit more of a Dell on the attack, really. I think he's trying to really push himself and up the game on these last couple of rounds. So,
but Chisora caught him lovely there with another overhand.
Yeah, definitely starting to try and push this one a bit.
Yeah, and that's a nice 1-2 down on the head of Chisora by Washington. And Chisora now deciding to have a bit of wrestling.
Yeah, it's definitely for me, they'll seem to nick round 8. So we're kind of sitting at that crossroads now, aren't we? These next 2 rounds are vital for both of these fighters.
Round 8 you've given to Derek.
Yeah, round 8 for Derek.
And I've gone Washington again. So now we're really split.
Yeah, it seems to be going all over the place now. So, yeah.
Yeah. Are you there, Joel? Technical difficulties from Joel. I don't know if people can still see me. If you can, let me know in the comments. Or if we're all gone, then that's fine. Dale coming out with the punches in this round.
Thank you very much, mate. We're just having some technical difficulties at this end, but stick with us at the moment. Chisora, Washington, 2 minutes to go, round 9. Ender, I don't know what's going on. We're in a shitstorm, I think. I think my broadband got so bored with the fight before that it's given up. So yeah, if you're with us, hit the subscribe button and check out the rest of the content when you get the chance. We're trying to hang on with this one, with Chisora, Washington, just see how it goes. It's just playing up a little bit. Chisora still doing what Chisora does. He's still trying to come forward. I know Washington trying to keep it going. So yeah, tough one really at the moment. This literally could go either way, the way it's been.
Well, I have Washington well ahead on points.
Thank you very much, Tom. As I say, thanks for joining us. If any of you are with us for the first time, hit the subscribe button and we'll try and guide you through this one and Anthony Joshua best as we can.
Yeah, let us know how you have this fight. I have Washington well up on points. Joel has it a bit closer.
You guys doing all the fights for today? Yeah, we're going for Anthony Joshua versus Hellenius next, and that will be the last one for today. Chris has jumped in 5-3 for Washington for Chris. So
I think that's the same as what I have at Chris. So I think Joel must have it 4-all, do you, Joel? Or?
Yeah, mine's even. Mine is even. But it has been that sort of fight, to be fair.
It really has. It really has.
Eli's come in and he's put Derek for sure.
Not necessarily.
It's a case of who you like, what you're looking at.
Yeah, what you're looking for. I mean, Chisora is often busier, but he misses, whereas when Washington punches, he scores.
Tom's put place your bets on AJ getting knocked out.
That's not going to happen, Tom. They didn't pick Hellenius to knock for anything knockout.
To be fair, the odds would be mental. I'm not going to lie. The odds would be mental. Tom, let us know. Have a look at the odds, mate.
After 9, now I'm after giving that round to Chisora, so I have it 5-4 to Washington. So you have it 5-4 the other way then?
Yeah.
That's fair enough. I reckon we're going to get a split decision on this.
Well, to be fair, depending on how Washington comes out in the last round, I think we're going to be looking at potentially a draw on my cards.
Yeah,
if Washington comes out in the last round and keeps it. But
because I only have Washington 1 round ahead.
Yeah, Washington had an amazing start. He actually came out really well. Chisora obviously came out first round, came out swinging. To be fair, I think Washington's picked his shots really well. He's done really well throughout, especially the uppercut. That's been the punch of the fight for him. It's worked really well for him. But
I know it's not required, but the referee wanted the guys to touch gloves for the final round.
I think Washington went to, but I think Daryl's probably when he goes
in a hurry. He's a man in a hurry.
Yeah. He's in fight mode, isn't he?
Yeah, he knows I reckon he knows he's
I don't think it's anything personal.
He might be behind, so he wants to kind of, try and rush this.
Chris has gone 5-4 Washington, so he's sat with the same as Ender. I'm sat with 5-4 Chisora. So technically,
but I wouldn't disagree with your score at all. I just have
Ender, like we said, any of these rounds could go either way.
Oh yeah, there's so many mixed rounds, and I mean, I remember I gave Washington a round. He finished well. And Chisora had done good work beforehand, so that's a round.
Good jab there by Chisora.
Yeah.
Good right hand by Chisora. He's looking to try and get something out of this now. He is working hard. I give him that.
Yeah, he really is.
Really slowed down, trying to just stick behind that jab, because I think he probably thinks, well, actually, if I just keep him off, pick the points, I'll be looking all right.
Yeah.
Nick Farvin, thanks for joining us. All good. Thank you very much. All good. Make sure you hit the subscribe button if you're joining us for the first time. Tom has probably not, but he's only lost 4 fights. Now, in all seriousness, I've got AJ first round as one bet. The other knockdown in round 1, 2, and 3.
Well, Tom, I have the second part of your bet, and I have there was an offer in Ireland.
You're Nico. Sorry, I know it is now.
There was an offer evens for Anthony to win in rounds 1 to 6, which I found was generous. So I said I'd take that. So hopefully he will get on. Joshua needs to get him out. It's very important for Joshua to win that fight. Chisora is winning this round so far for me, so that would put me on a draw.
Well, I just want to say big shout out to Nico, top guy. He taught my son.
Wonderful
teacher. Really nice guy. Big shout out to him and his family. He's a boxing fan as well. Let us know what your prediction is.
Fair play to the teachers, because I couldn't do that job. Jesus, God bless you all.
Chris, I'm uncomfortable watching Chisora fight right now. I hope it's his last fight. Chris, I'm with you.
If he gets the decision, though, will he stop? I don't think he will.
Tom's come back on Sky Bet. It's 3-1 in rounds 1 to 3 for AJ.
Yeah.
That's about right, to be fair.
Yeah. Well. Bet 365.
We're at the end.
We're at the end. I'm giving the last round to Chisora. Do you know what that makes it? A draw.
Draw. Yeah. So I've got it as Chisora winning 6-4.
6-4, which is fair enough. So I take it my job now is to go and check out the scorecards.
Yes, please. Not to say the last round could have gone either way, because Chisora was thought
Chisora was far too busy in the last round for it to go either way.
It was very messy.
It was messy, but
was clean.
But Chisora was the busier. Actually, I wonder what the guys think. The ones who had, like me, they had Washington up. Did they give the last round to Chisora or to Washington?
Well, this is it. Let us know in the comments. Make sure you hit the subscribe button as well. Ender's going to go and check out the judges' scorecards. They're going to come up in a second, and then he'll come back and he'll let us know what the scores are. Ender is my man on the ground when it comes to this sort of thing. So he's going to go and do that side of things. Let us know in the comments how you're looking for the AJ fight. We're going to be coming back on to do Joshua versus Hellenius for the last fight. Hopefully, it's not going to be anything like McKean because, it was dreadful. So, yeah, let's have a look. That cut on Dell's eye is nasty. That is a nasty looking cut. But to be fair to him, he came through in the later rounds, getting himself back into the fight on our personal opinion. But let's see what the judges have to say about it. But as I say, if you're watching this for the first time, hit the subscribe button, check out the rest of the content when we're not doing lives. But we're just going to have a quick bit of this.
Hi, I'm Beck Connolly. You're watching Boxing Media Hub. Don't forget to subscribe.
And if Beck tells you to do it, it's just something that you do. So, yeah, check out the rest of the content. Going to the judges' scorecards now. Ender is sorting it as we speak. So, just got the loud and proud David Diamante in the ring. He's just doing his bit. Wow. You're on mute, Ender.
Hi, I take it you saw whose hand was raised there.
I saw whose hand was raised, but let's go.
So Derek Chisora has won it, and he's won it on a unanimous decision. 98-93, far too wide.
98-93.
Yes. 97-94 and 96-94, which was your score as far as I remember. So, I mean, yeah.
To be fair, I wasn't sure at 96-94 because some of those rounds were the way, but
it was it was very much. I reckon it was very much a home decision there. But like that, Derek could have easily won it, but he didn't win it to the margin that he was given.
Yeah, but was that his daughters and his wife? Was that their scorecards or?
Oh, it was the usual crew, British judges.
Or was it Tony Bellew? I don't know. It
might as well have been Tony Bellew. Anyway, Derek wins on points, so I don't think that's the last we're going to see of Derek Chisora.
No, but let's hope he doesn't go in a dangerous fight next, because based on that performance, we don't want him to get hurt at the end of the day. We want him to retire and have good memories of Dell rather than going out dangerously. So, yeah. Thank you very much for joining us.
And we'll be back for the main event.
Yeah, sorry about some of the broadband.
And Joel better sort out his broadband.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to go and sort it out now. But
whoever's playing video games, plug it out.
Yeah. So, thank you very much for joining us. Hit the subscribe button. Check out the rest of the content. Thank you very much for all your comments, people. That was really great all the way through that. Ender, thank you very much.
Great.
For AJ versus Hellenius. Until then, Ender,
have a bit of this.
Have it.